For the camera, please state your name.
Mrs. Carrie.
And what is your specialist subject?
Geography.
And your chosen specialism?
Exam command words.
What is a command word?
A command word is a word in an exam question that tells you what's required of you.
What does the word describe ask you to do?
Say what you see.
What does a question which asks you to state want you to do?
Give a name, identify something.
What two other commands mean the same as state?
Identify and name.
How many marks would you get for a state, identify, name question?
Just 1 or 2.
Another 1 mark question may ask you to define. What does this mean?
So that would usually be a keyword question. They'd give you the keyword and ask you to write the definition of that keyword.
And what does a calculate question want you to do?
Give a number. It might be as simple as just quoting a number from a graph, but you may have to work that number out for yourself by reading off the axes.
For a 2 mark label question, what do you need to do?
Add 2 labels to a diagram or a graph.
If a question asks you to draw, would this answer be good enough?
No. You need to add labels whenever you draw diagrams.
How do you get 3 marks for a compare question?
You have to describe the first thing and describe the second thing and connect them using a connective like whereas, however, similarly. If you don't have the connective there, if you just have 2 separate descriptions, you're only going to get 2 of the 3 marks.
Why is an explain question worth more marks than a describe question?
It requires knowledge. You can get full marks for a describe question if you don't know anything about the subject material, because that's saying what you see. For an explained question, you have to give reasons for something, so it requires a little bit more prior knowledge and understanding.
When a question asks you to suggest, what do you need to do?
Give reasons.
A typical 8 mark question may ask you to examine, assess or evaluate. How should you structure this? Please use your whiteboard to demonstrate.
For an 8 mark question, you need to structure it more like an essay question. So begin by rephrasing that original question and just very briefly outlining what you're going to say. You then provide the body of your answer, which is separate paragraphs. Each paragraph should describe a separate point. And at the end of your answer, you need to give a conclusion. It's very similar to the introduction. You summarise what it is that you've just said. Now for your paragraphs in the middle, one thing that you do need to do is make sure that you see your points through. So when you make a point, you have to extend it and say, and this means that, or and this leads to, meaning that. You have to make sure that you see your argument the whole way through before you move on to the next paragraph.
The longest mark question may ask you to discuss. How do you secure a level 3 for this type of question?
In order to get a level 3, which is going to be your top marks, you have to give a balanced argument. So you have to put your opinion in there, and you also have to support your answer with any case study information that you have. If you don't give any real life examples, you're not going to get higher than a level 2. So you have to make sure that you do include those specific examples that we've studied in class.
Finally, longer questions may include SP, GST marks. How many marks and what do these initials stand for?
SPGST is usually an extra 4 marks, and it's only for your extended answer questions. Spelling, punctuation, grammar and structure.